Get ready with me while I talk about one of the biggest red flags that I've ever seen in a guy. So this is a couple months ago when I was traveling to get my other puppy, and I was in the Dunkin' line, and of course I got my caramel coffee, extra creamer, and extra sugar. After I had got my drink, got my receipt, and pulled away, I realized the cashier left his number on the receipt, and I was like, what the heck? I thought this thing only happened in movies. The dude that gave me the receipt, he was actually pretty cute, and I had been single for way too long, so I was like, let me just text this dude. I texted him, and I was like, hey, I'm the girl from Dunkin', you put your number on my receipt. He was like, oh, you're so sweet and pretty, I usually am not allowed to do things like that, but I took the chance and I did it anyways. At first I thought it was really cringy, and then I was like, okay, maybe this is the start of a love story. Oh boy, was I wrong. Anyways, he was like really straightforward, like immediately asked me if I was doing anything over the weekend, and I was like, oh boy, this is one of the typical F-boys. He asked me if I wanted to be his +1 to a party on Saturday, and I was like, okay. I actually didn't agree to go, and a couple days goes by, and we're talking, and I was like, okay, let me just go to this party with this guy and see if I like him. After I agreed, he was like, hey, can you wear something specific? I was kind of like, what? I asked him what it was, and he sent me a picture of an outfit that was not my style. It was not my style. I really didn't want to be rude, so I was like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. And he was like, oh, I already bought it for you. And I was like, we just met and you already bought me an outfit? So like it was like cute, but it was also weird at the same exact time. Days goes by and we're literally just talking, chatting, flirting here and there. And Saturday morning I was like, hey, where should we meet so I can get like the clothes that you got me for the party? He was like, I'll just meet you at your place. And I was like, oh, perfect. But I hadn't given him my address yet. That's a big remember this in this story, because an hour later he told me he was on the way, and I was like, oh, I never gave you my address. And he was like, no worries, I already know. And I was like, hey, what? I am not about to get kidnapped right now. How do you know where I live? So I straight up asked him, I was like, how do you know where I live? He said, oh, I have good memory and I got a glimpse of your driver's license when you were in the Dunkin' drive-thru. I did not show this man my license. I did not pull it out at Dunkin'. At this point, I'm getting like really uneasy and like I do not want to go to this party because this man that I don't even know knows my address, but I never gave it to him. As I was feeling really uneasy about this, I basically straight out told him, like, remembering my address when I didn't even show you my ID. I don't know how you've seen my ID, but you claim you remember my address from my ID is very creepy, and that's crossing the line. It's like, I wanted to surprise you and I thought it would be romantic. No, that's not romantic. That is creepy. So I told him I don't feel comfortable going to the party, and he was like, you can't cancel. I already told my friends about you. And I was like, you already told your friends about me. Maybe this guy is just a big romantic. Like, maybe he is the one. But then I thought it over and I was like, this man is lying. We aren't even really talking like that. I had just met this dude and I was like, okay, like this has to stop because it's a little bit creepy. So I blocked his number, but that's not where it stops. He texted me off his friend's phone saying that I'm being dramatic and I am overreacting. I just met you. So I blocked his friend too. Now I know I am a dramatic one and I know I can be dramatic and I do overreact. So I took a screenshot of all of my messages with me and this dude. I put them into TAI. I'd show you me doing it, but I don't want to like expose our messages and like expose this dude's number. And TAI basically told